For today's show, we're going to be going over why Marilyn Manson is innocent. Or so, that is the belief that is being carried out by not just one YouTuber, but quite a few YouTubers. However, this YouTuber has been the most prominent in carrying this out. Also, by the way, I forgot to, might as well just introduce this. Hey, this is going to be a drinking stream, okay? I don't leave these live streams up because we have chaos. We have unexpected chaos. This is Colonel Kurtz. No, it's Colonel Kurtz. That word is so weird. Colonel? The YouTuber's name is Colonel Kurtz, not Colonial. Colonial, man, that's funny. Whether you believe Manson is innocent or not, if you have ever come across this YouTuber, you have to acknowledge that she's propaganda, straight up. This is like hardcore propaganda. Propaganda is communication that's primarily used to influence or persuade an audience to further an agenda, which may not be objective and may be selective in presenting facts to encourage a particular synthesis or perception. This is, yep. She's made 65 videos on Marilyn Manson and 76 on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. She made her channel January 8th, 2021. Pink Flamingo says, be careful of Evan Rachel Wood's propaganda. Hey, there's plenty to criticize on there. I actually watched the Phoenix Rising documentary on Twitch a little while ago. And, you know, obviously on Twitch, I have a much smaller audience. But, you know, if there happens to be anybody on here that was there with me, like, I think I had, I don't know, probably anywhere from 30 to 60 viewers, probably, I don't know. You guys know that I was very critical of the documentary as well. Just because I'm criticizing the pro-Manson side, it doesn't mean that I don't have my own criticisms of Evan Rachel Wood, guys. Don't get it twisted, alright? Don't get it twisted, sister. But yeah, let's just watch some of this here.
So if you thought the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation was interesting, you're gonna find the story that I have for you to be pretty fascinating. Some of you know that in 2021, rock star Marilyn Manson was the subject.
Okay, but yeah, first of all, right there, poisoning the well. Let's just watch it in regular speed, actually, so I can just really analyze it. She's already comparing the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. Well, not really comparing, just saying, if you found this interesting, wait till you get a load of this, right? But yeah, let's go.
Subject of various Me Too type allegations. Now, Marilyn Manson's best known accuser, the Westworld actress Evan Rachel Wood, actually made a documentary, a two-part documentary that aired on HBO called Phoenix Rising. This was directed by Wood's friend, Amy Berg.
This was directed by Wood's friend, Amy Berg. They're friends? And someone in chat says, I like her. She does her research. I would like her too if she would cite her sources. They aren't friends. Or, I mean, if maybe they're friends now. It's poisoning the well. It's like saying like your friend directed a documentary for you. And here's the thing. This Phoenix Rising documentary is pretty much like a weird biography about Evan Rachel Wood. So like, yes, it is biased towards her, very much so. You know, it's not the greatest documentary you'll see, but like to say that it was directed by one of Evan Rachel Wood's friends, it's bad faith.
Before the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial had even started, sued Evan Rachel Wood and her former girlfriend Ilma Gore.
I guess I'll just say I'm indifferent about the way this is presented. Evan Rachel Wood and Ilma Gore, girlfriend, because this was never public information. And this is something you guys have to keep note of. People that have been making Marilyn Manson videos take everything that Marilyn Manson's lawsuit states and alleges against Evan Rachel Wood at face value, as fact. And the only place that it's ever been revealed that Evan Rachel Wood and Ilma Gore dated, she's already taking a detail from the lawsuit as a fact.
So what the heck is up with all of this? Why is Manson suing? And why do I believe that Marilyn Manson is innocent and is the victim of a Me Too hoax? Let's talk about it. So this all began in 2006 when Marilyn Manson started dating Evan Rachel Wood. She was 19 when they started dating. She was 18 when they met at the Chateau Marmont, and he was in his late 30s. Now, Evan at this point was already a kind of established actress. She had been working for many years in the industry since childhood. She had already been on TV shows and in movies, and had just starred opposite Edward Norton in a noir film. So Evan's recent statements about Marilyn Manson being controlling and abusive are in contradiction to many statements that she made, not only at the time when she was dating him, but for years after their relationship, even after their relationship had ended.
Okay, so note the way this is presented. She's saying that Evan Rachel Wood said nice things about Manson throughout their relationship. This is a fact. And even for years after they ended dating. That is not true. Evan Rachel Wood mentioned Marilyn Manson once after they dated. Only once. and that was in 2016. This is the only other time that Evan Rachel Wood spoke about Marilyn Manson after they dated, guys, okay? In 2016, this is what she says about Manson. I met somebody that promised freedom and expression and no judgments, and I was craving danger and excitement. I looked at my mom one day and said, Mom, I'm gonna get on this tour bus for 8 months and see the world and have a crazy journey and find myself, and if people aren't okay with that, I'm sorry, but I can't live my life for other people. Turns out people weren't okay with that, but for Wood, most teenagers are searching their identity, and I was thrown into a situation where I was supposed to have that already figured out, and then you get demonized for figuring it out and getting messy. People would call me a whore when I walk down the street, and you can't not be hurt by that. This is her speaking very positively of Marilyn Manson? Are you kidding me? Come on, Colonel Kurtz, you could do better than this.
That he gave her complete freedom, that he was not controlling, that he allowed her to be herself. And of course, she said in multiple interviews that Heart-Shaped Glasses, that music video, was not real sex and that she loved doing that video. Now, of course...
See, like, okay, what I mean is, like, where is the source? Okay, because if you guys don't know, basically, Evan Rachel Wood's recently in her documentary, one of the big, like, bombs, I guess, is that she said that during the Heart-Shaped Glasses music video, it's like a Marilyn Manson song, a music video, it was the first time that it was kind of revealed, I guess, that he was dating Evan Rachel Wood. There's like a sex scene. And Evan Rachel Wood states that she was given drugs and alcohol, and she obviously could not consent, you know, because she's under the age, and, you know, you can't really consent for sex and stuff like that when you're under the influence, right? And Colonel Kurtz is saying that this is an interview where she says it wasn't real sex, but I'm reading this and I'm like, okay, hold on. So in this interview that's being displayed on screen, Evan Rachel Wood said, honestly, that's how we were feeling at the time. Even though the ugliness can be all around you, you can literally be in a thunderstorm of blood, because in the music video is like blood raining. If you look past that, it really is just two people holding on to each other. And you know, the same thing with a sex scene. If you're gonna have a sex scene, that's what it is. When you're with someone and you're in love, that's usually what happens. It's not always soft. Sometimes it's somebody screaming or whatever. So where is Evan Rachel Wood saying that they didn't have real sex? This sounds like she's saying they had real sex. And like, you know, I could be wrong, but like the burden of proof shouldn't be on the viewer when you're presenting a quote that doesn't support what you're saying. Let's go through again.
He allowed her to be herself. And of course, she said in multiple interviews that Heart-Shaped Glasses, that music video, was not real sex and that she loved doing that video. Now,
multiple interviews, and she shows one interview, and in that interview, she's not saying what you're saying. She's not supporting what you're saying. So what are you talking about?
Of course, she disavows all of
multiple interviews, shows one interview. No sources. The only links you can click on in this thing are her tip jar and her Patreon and Bitcoin wallet. There's no sources in this. So like, I don't know where to look, but I know for a fact that Marilyn Manson said that it was real sex. Look, this is from 2007, by the way. While a source close to the production allegedly told Radar magazine that the couple didn't fake the scenes, stirring lots of online speculation about the camera coitus, Manson himself remained fairly neutral about the cause celebre during the recent interview. He says, let's say there were some conservative people involved with the video that got a little upset about some things taking place. And there's been some rumors back and forth, but I will not confirm nor deny them. Maybe he's never actually said that it was real sex, but he's saying that I will not confirm or deny. Bro, like what? Dude. So a source says yes, and he's like, yeah, I know there's rumors saying that yes. And you know, I know people on the set were not happy with what was going on, but I can't confirm or deny if it was true or not. Alright, I knew I wasn't crazy. Homeboys got receipts. In Rolling Stone's May 2007 issue, Marilyn Manson said while talking about the music video, it looked as if we just fornicated in a thunderstorm of blood. Oh wait, we did. So you know, there we have Marilyn Manson saying that it was real. But I'm sure Colonel Kurtz would say Marilyn Manson disavows it now.
Then in 2016 is the first time that we hear from Evan that she says that she has been sexually assaulted before. She said in a Rolling Stone article that she was assaulted by a significant other and by the owner of a bar. Now what's interesting is that elsewhere...
What the fuck just happened?
Significant other and by the owner of a bar.
What happened to her voice? Did she just turn into a robot? Hold on, that was so confusing.
Just putting them out there because...
I was looking at chat and all of a sudden like...
They are of some significance. That she was assaulted by a significant other and by the owner of a bar. Now...
That was interesting. She just like used a robot to like replace her own voice. The owner of a bar. Oh wait, was that her actual voice? Oh, I legit thought it was like a voiceover, like a Google voiceover, you know? I didn't even realize that was her own voice. Okay, sorry, I didn't even mean to get stuck on that.
Clearly, if you read the whole article, it seems quite evident that Marilyn Manson is likely not the significant other that she's referring to in the article. So that is a bit odd there, but nothing conclusive for sure.
Okay, I guess we have to go back to the Rolling Stone article. She says that it doesn't sound like it's Marilyn Manson if you read the article. So let's read it, because I'm putting on a bet that most people that watch her video and listen to that sentence, if you read her article, you'll hear that it's clear she's not talking about Manson. I'm betting that most people that hear that probably don't go to the article and read it. So I'll go ahead and do it. Let's see if it sounds like she's talking about Manson. Her suicide attempt at 22 was weirdly the worst thing that ever happened because it did not work. She's more circumspect about the abuse, but admits it was physical, psychological, and sexual. Yes, she wrote, I've been raped by a significant other while we were together, and on a separate occasion by the owner of a bar. I don't believe we live in a time where people can stay silent any longer. How does it sound like if it's Manson or not? She barely gives any detail. Her suicide attempt at 22? I mean, this was like right after she dated Manson or around the time. So how does it sound like it's not Manson? This is so dishonest, dude. It does not clearly sound like it's not Marilyn Manson.
Manson was also sued by 4 of his accusers. One of those suits has already been dismissed by the judge. And Marilyn Manson, in March, before the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial had even started, sued Evan Rachel Wood and her former girlfriend, Ilma Gore.
Before the Evan Rachel Wood Johnny Depp lawsuit even started? Why is that detail necessary?
Before the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial had even started.
Yeah, before the trial started, but Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard way before that. This is the part that annoys me, guys. If you're making a video about Marilyn Manson, keep it about Marilyn Manson. I mean, if you clicked on one Johnny Depp Amber Heard video, you'll see how many more are stuffed into you. So, like, if she's not trying to, like, you know, inject this into you, get, oh, poor Marilyn Manson, you know, he looks like the boogeyman, therefore he's an easy target. She's trying to put this narrative in there. It's not necessary. Bringing Johnny Depp into this has nothing to do with it. Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard a lot longer before Marilyn Manson sued Evan Rachel Wood.
Now, Evan has recently made the claim that the music video Heart-Shaped Glasses was not simulated sex, but that actually Manson raped her on the set of Heart-Shaped Glasses. And what we're seeing in the music video is actually a rape, that she was intoxicated, completely wasted out of her mind, couldn't consent, and also that she felt horrible after she did this. Now, not only she said in multiple interviews that the simulated sex was not real. In fact, I interviewed someone on my channel, on my YouTube channel. She was present in the room at the time that the simulated sex scene was filmed. She was actually one of the few people that were actually in the room itself when it was filmed. And she says that not only was the sex not real, but that she talked to Evan a lot before and after, and Evan was not intoxicated at all, was not only coherent, but was very active in the planning of these scenes, was very enthusiastic about the scenes, and was cheerful before and after, and at no point did anyone seem uncomfortable, Vanessa says.
Well, I think everybody knew that it was very much, you know, simulated, and both of them had underwear on.
But there was nothing that you saw with your eyes that to you, like they're having sex.
Not at all.
Did it appear that she was being like pressured or coerced?
No, not at all. They both were very, very much into it, and they would like converse with each other in between shots to see what they wanted to do next. And I was speaking to both of them, and there was jokes being made, like yelling across each other to set and everything like that.
Now, interestingly, Vanessa also was friends with Manson and with Evan Rachel Wood. She said she never saw any abuse, and she said that Manson was never abusive to her or predatory toward her, nor did she notice it in his behavior with any other women.
So I feel like this would be the strongest point so far. Like, if we're being fair, this is the strongest point. But at the end of the day, it's just he says, she says. It would be interesting to get somebody, like, more people corroborating either side or, you know, something like that. But I don't know.
Leslee Lane, a former roommate of Marilyn Manson and Evan Rachel Wood's, who did an interview on my channel, and also she was on tour with Evan Rachel Wood and Manson. Evan also told her that she was enthusiastic about the music video Heart-Shaped Glasses.
Leslee Lane, throw her out, okay? Throw her out. Exclusive interview with former friend. She presents herself as a friend of Evan Rachel Wood. Okay, they weren't friends. This is a lie. Okay, this is someone that Evan Rachel Wood filed a police report against, and the reason is actually comical. It comes off to me that she's like a groupie stan, like a Discord mod, a literal Discord mod, actually literal. Okay, she's like a Discord mod for Lindsay's server. Lindsay is the wife of Marilyn Manson, right? So yeah, they have a Discord server, by the way. She's like the Discord mod, and she wants to shut down rumors that Marilyn Manson could dare do any wrong. She's been around Marilyn Manson for sure, don't get it twisted. But are they friends? I don't know. Can you call him? I doubt it. But what I'm trying to say is, oh my god, I need to... Okay, maybe I have them in my folder, guys, because the Discord messages are actually priceless. Okay, you guys need to see them. Okay, here we go. Good news, guys. Are you ready? Chat, I need you all to say you're ready, please. This is a very interactive part of the show. Okay, and this is part of the problem that I have with Colonel Kurtz, why I'm iffy. Maybe push back when it's necessary. Okay, the chat is ready, guys. Let's meet Leslee Lane. And this is 2020. The only reason why I think she's kind of a groupie status is because she literally named herself Born Villain, which obviously, if you know Marilyn Manson, that's obviously Marilyn Manson reference. She literally tagged the admins and the mods, and she says, I need advice. Lindsay, Marilyn Manson's wife, is asking me for pics from 2007. Shocking or not? What should I do? I have lots of candid shots. She tags the whole server. I'm just not happy, especially today, because of the conversation I had with Lindsay. She's trying to get my photos. I know why. I just feel used. What do you mean by that? She's trying to get your pictures? So your pictures? I mean screenshots, yeah? I could bury Evan Rachel Wood's career in 1 minute. No, I used to stay with him. Like, pictures of parties. Okay? Like, she's defining groupie to me. And then Clownfish is like, I don't understand the issue. She just wants pictures of parties? Girl, spit it out, right? Leslie Lane clarifies, pictures of Evan doing things that would ruin her career. And Clownfish is like, I still failed to see the problem. Lol, that's funny. Still don't see the issue. I'm sure there was context to it. Hey, Born Villain, why did you delete the comment? What comment did she delete? Leslie's getting a little nervous there, huh? I'm so confused. They're your pictures of someone else? How does that work? Yes, my personal camera took photos of Evan and everyone. Like, dude, this sounds like a groupie. Like, you're there at a party, like, fly on the wall. Like, instead of partying and hanging out with everybody else, you're just fucking taking, like, sneak pics? Or what? Like, you're just taking pictures of people while they're drinking? She says, I haven't shared with them with anyone until Lindsay says that Evan is in the background of one of them. I sent of Marilyn Manson and myself. Now she wants more of this to shut her up. Lindsay wants more of these pictures to shut Evan Rachel Wood up. Evan actually confronted this up front. And she says, here's one of the photos. I am wearing Brian's hat, which has long been a part of his stage show and photographed by many on his camp. This is part of a humiliation and blackmail. Ooh, it could destroy her career because she drew a fucking Hitler stash while dating Marilyn Manson and was wearing one of Marilyn Manson's hats. Bruh, like, do you understand how you can't trust this person? Maybe I'm a little bit more like vicious here because I actually had an interaction with Leslie myself. After I made my video on Marilyn Manson in December of 2020, she messaged me because I was getting hate from a lot of like Marilyn Manson stans. It was really weird. Like they were like photoshopping me and, you know, saying vile shit about me on fucking Instagram. It was weird shit, right? Like Marilyn Manson stans, this is kind of dangerous what I'm doing right now, to be honest. Like they're fucking next level people, but whatever. And she decided to say like, hey, I'm sorry you're getting hate, right? She was like, I'm sorry you're getting hate, but you should know there's more to the story than you're saying in your video. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. The next thing she did was send me one of those pictures on Instagram where like the picture of the bomb, so they go away, you know, kind of like Snapchat. And it was literally that picture of Evan Rachel Wood. And I was like, is there context or are you gonna tell me more? And then she blocked me. I'm like, what?
Now, interestingly, Amy Berg, the director of Phoenix Rising, and Il McGore, Evan Rachel Wood's co-conspirator, who's currently being sued by Marilyn Manson, both of them tried to recruit Vanessa, meaning that at one point, these women had targeted Vanessa as someone who might be willing to turn on Manson.
So right here, she's saying that a producer for the documentary tried to get Vanessa's attention and trying to recruit. It's such a weird word, recruit, like trying to like... recruit? Like they're trying to get an army, right? I'm hoping to speak with you to fact check something I'm featured in a film I'm working on. So what is wrong with that? Hold on, what?
Rising and Il McGore, Evan Rachel Wood's co-conspirator, who's currently being sued by Marilyn Manson.
I was hoping to get your lawyer's info, other legal people getting involved. Hey, I'm a producer. I want to fact check information. This woman, Vanessa, refuses to speak to the other side, and she'll only speak to Colonel Kurtz. So, I mean, you know, now I'm like, oh, well, was Vanessa gonna want to talk to me? I'm interested in reaching out to Vanessa, you know, the woman that said that Evan Rachel Wood was definitely not drunk during the set, heart-shaped glasses. Dude, I think this is fucking major. They made a documentary in which they said that Evan Rachel Wood was on the set of a music video. And they reached out to someone that was on the set and they refused to like say that Evan was wrong. But listen to the narrative that is being pushed with the screenshot that doesn't match what she's saying. This is so crazy. I don't know, man. I think I'm missing something here. Like, does that make sense?
And tried to recruit Vanessa, meaning that at one point, these women had targeted Vanessa as someone who might be willing to turn on Manson.
Now, when you say might be willing to turn on him, why would Vanessa turn on Manson? Do the producers of the HBO documentary have some sort of like hypnotism powers or did you turn her for Manson when you talk to her? I don't get it. Like, I don't really like the way she speaks as if people have no agency of their own, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but like, it just sounds weird. Like, might be willing to turn. I feel like it would just be more honest and objective to say might have something negative to say. But even so, that doesn't really go with the screenshot that you showed on screen, which says that they want to fact check something.
For one point, these women had targeted Vanessa as someone who might be willing to turn on Manson. But Vanessa, never having had a bad experience with Manson, refused to cooperate.
Sorry.
Evan has lied about a number of things. She claims that Manson would not allow her to see her friends and family, that she was very much restricted and controlled and repressed by him. And yet, when she dated him, she was going all over the place, flying all over the place for various jobs and performances that she had. Also, there are pictures online of Manson taking her entire family, her and her family, to Disney.
Okay, so Evan lied about a number of things that would not allow her to see her friends and family, but she flew all over a place. Well, yeah, for acting jobs.
World. There were articles written in the past that described a very warm relationship, almost father-son-like between
father-son-like Manson. Where are these father-son-like articles? There's no articles that say they were father-son-like.
Evan's dad and Manson. And so
they went to Disneyland when this girl was literally 18, 19. Here's something we have to keep in mind, guys. If we're gonna use Evan Rachel Wood's words against her, we have to keep in mind her accusation. You know? You can't just dismiss the accusation to use her past against her. That's just ridiculous. That's like if we did the same against Manson, which would be very bad. That's like if we pretend that he didn't sue them and then we use all his past against them. That's not good. We have to keep in mind that Evan Rachel Wood said that he started out charming, you know, and he was very nice and like, you know, etc., etc. So like, this might be more convincing if there was pictures of the family when Evan was older, but this looks like Evan when she was like a kid. Like, dude, he looks like a big brother or something. You know, like this is not really convincing. And also, where is the article of them having a father-son like?
Evan's dad and Manson. And so again, the contradictory stuff is starting to build up here.
What's up, Rattlesnake?
Evan also claims that Manson whipped her while she was sitting on a prayer kneeler and that it broke the prayer kneeler. And yet there are pictures online of that same prayer kneeler after the time in which Evan describes being assaulted and describes it breaking, and the prayer kneeler is not broken. So another...
I don't have a timestamp of when this picture was taken, number one. Number two, I can't really tell if this prayer kneel is broken or not. Did Evan say that it completely was broken in half? Because I don't think a whip would do that. Like, what? I don't understand this. This is such a weird point to me.
Of that same prayer kneeler after the time in which Evan describes...
Like, this feels like nitpicking the fuck. Like, what?
Describes being assaulted and describes it breaking, and the prayer kneeler is not broken. So another little contradiction here. Another huge problem for Evan is that her ex-husband and the father of her child does not apparently believe her stories about Marilyn Manson. In court documents that were leaked to the Daily Mail, and you can find these online, Jamie Bell, Evan's ex-husband, says that her stories about Manson defy credibility. And in these court documents filed in family court, he essentially alleges that Evan Rachel Wood concocted these stories about Manson as a kind of a pretext for absconding with their child to Tennessee.
I don't think he says Manson at all. I don't think Manson is quoted at all. I could be wrong, but they're fighting for their kid, and he's like, "What? You're ridiculous. Our kid is not in danger. Give him to me." Like, you know, it's a legal battle. And yeah, I would say that that does not look good on Evan's side. Throughout their custody, there's a part where she says that their kid is in danger. And it seems like she's implying Marilyn Manson, let's be real, right? And he's like, "I don't believe you. Like, the kid can come to California." And she's like, "No, I want him in Tennessee. Come on." So it's like, it's a little weird. Like, I don't know about that one, you know? As an actor myself, I am no stranger to threats. And many people I know who are public figures have had to take security precautions. I have received no indication from Evan that she has even a security guard in place. That's not good. Getting owned.
And also, I just have to call out the hypocrisy of Evan Rachel Wood, who featured her son in the documentary Phoenix Rising, two-part documentary takedown of Marilyn Manson, in which her son had multiple appearances and was a focal point throughout part 2. That is not the behavior of someone who is concerned about her son, someone who is
Stupid point. I find it curious that she showed this very tiny clip.
In two-part documentary.
But if she literally played it for 2 more seconds, she would see that the face is blurred. The face of the child is blurred the entire time. You can't, like, okay, I guess a blonde kid with long hair. Like, oh, like, you're reaching now. Colonel Kurtz, you're reaching. Like, if she was afraid for her child's safety, it's a fucking white kid with long blonde hair.
Takedown of Marilyn Manson, in which her son had multiple appearances and was a focal point throughout part 2. That is not the behavior of someone who is concerned about her son, someone who is concerned that her...
Now don't get it twisted. That part of the documentary was kind of ridiculous and weird. Like, what? Why are you showing a fucking Hanukkah celebration? This is so random. Like, what? I don't know. I think that part was boring and unnecessary. But at the same time, I'm not saying like, "Evan, you're showing your son?" Oh, that thing that's kind of cringe, girl.
Son might draw the attention of crazy Manson supporters.
And crazy Manson supporters are crazy. I will say that. You don't know it because you're on their side, but girl.
Marilyn Manson and be attacked because of that. So yet another inconsistency.
Another inconsistency, yeah, with you.
Now, one of the most egregious things that Evan did, and this is in Marilyn Manson's lawsuit, you can see the actual letter. Evan and her co-conspirator Il McGore, they typed up a fake FBI letter. They put a real FBI agent's name on there, but it was a fake letter alleging that Marilyn Manson was under investigation for these crimes and that Evan Rachel Wood was an essential witness. And she used this, she filed this fake FBI letter in family court as further evidence of why she needed to go to Tennessee with the child. But do you know what else she did with this fake FBI letter? And by the way, Manson's team verified with the FBI.
By the way, guys, Manson's team verified this, okay? Now, supposedly, I know I'm still playing at 1.25x. Sorry, I should be playing normal speed. So in the lawsuit, there's like a screenshot, which I'm confused how they even got this, right? There's supposed to be like text exchange where it shows the conversation that's supposed to be between Evan and Ilma. And it's like, hey, so how does this look? And then the other person saying, just take off this part. So it's kind of sus. The letter itself was used in the family court with Jamie Bell. So as far as I've seen, it's not been used at all with anything to do with, you know, Marilyn Manson or anything. So it's kind of random. But yeah, if it's true, obviously it's really bad to fucking fake an FBI letter. I don't know. I'm curious, but we'll see.
It's fake. What else did Evan do with this fake FBI letter? She and her co-conspirator Il McGore distributed it to the women that they tried to recruit to go after Manson.
See, like right there, that FBI letter was distributed to women to recruit them to go after Manson? Where's the proof for that one? So many of these things are being set in fact. In the lawsuit that Marilyn Manson has against Evan Rachel Wood and Il McGore, it states that this FBI letter was used to recruit women. But there's no evidence of this at all. So I think it's just assumed. She's not saying allegedly, or she's not saying according to Marilyn Manson's lawsuit. So it's faulty, you know?
As a way of inducing the women to join with them, as if to say, look, don't worry, you can say bad things about this guy because, hey, he's already being under investigation by the FBI. He's under investigation. He's a bad guy. And so
if anything, that would kind of like make him feel comfortable to actually speak their truth, not like a lie, right? Like if you saw a letter that he's being investigated or whatever, that would just fortify your safety that you can speak up, not that you can lie. So I don't really see the point she's making.
of course, then it made it that much easier for these women to join in with their lies because they felt that they were taking a bad guy down. And when I say Evan recruited a lot of women, in order to explain, we need to talk about...
Okay, with their lies to take the bad guy down. Okay, all right. But again, there's no proof of that at all. There's no proof that this FBI letter, if there was, she would have fucking jizzed all over and put it in this video, I swear to you, because that would be major. In my opinion, that would be major. If this fake FBI letter was used to recruit women, yo, that would be huge and look terrible on Evan Rachel Wood. But there's nothing. There's literally nothing.
About Il McGore, Evan Rachel Wood's co-conspirator. Il McGore, she is an habitual hoaxer. She has made up a lot of stories. She has ripped people off. I interviewed...
By the way, this is Photoshop.
Hoaxer. She is...
This is photo... I mean, obviously, it says con artist. But like what? Like what?
Made up a lot of stories. She has ripped people off. I interviewed one of them on my channel. She's also...
She's just throwing a bunch of insults at Il McGore, which... I mean, the lawsuit does not paint her very pretty, but what she's saying is that she scammed... I interviewed someone that she scammed. She quote-unquote scammed someone named Pot Awful, which, if you guys were here at one of my live streams maybe a couple weeks ago, you guys might have heard this guy's voice. I didn't even connect the dots, but this guy has a podcast, and he was asking to see Flamenco's penis, okay? So this is another great interviewee on Colonel Kurtz's fucking channel, okay? The guy that wanted to see Flamenco's penis. I just want to let that settle in for a second. But what apparently he was scammed for was that Il McGore was trying to run some sort of campaign where she was supposedly gonna tattoo anything that people wanted if they donated. And she did quite a bit of tattoos, but she didn't get to all of them. So like he was like, hey, she didn't tattoo what I wanted her. She didn't tattoo Pot Awful on herself like she was supposed to. So it's not the crazy scam. Now, supposedly there's an allegation that she didn't donate some of those portions. So like, if that's true, that's obviously bad. I'll say that like, okay, homegirl, what's going on there, right? Marilyn Manson's accuser scammed me, by the way. Il McGore is not an accuser of Marilyn Manson, okay? She's not. So again, misleading. That's kind of weird, don't you think?
She's also a gender activist.
Oh, a gender activist? Ugh. I hate those things. Ew, Ilma Gore's a gender activist? Are you kidding me? Yo, I'm just saying, okay? These subtle buzzwords are what tries to get people, oh my god, they're part of the woke crowd. Oh, Ilma Gore's part of the woke crowd. Ew, these fake Me Too hoaxers. Spit on those gender activists. What? What? That's so random in my opinion. Like, what? Why are you including that? You know what I mean?
And so she and Evan Rachel Wood began to get close around about the time that Evan Rachel Wood began talking about her supposed abuse.
How do you know that? How do you fucking know that? How do you know that they met around the time that Evan started talking about her abuse? That's so fucking random. Seriously, how do you know that? She's followed by Marilyn Manson, so maybe she's got some secret insider stuff, but otherwise it's sus that she's just blurting stuff out as like, this is the problem that I have, guys. She doesn't cite her resources, and she just states things as fact. Kiki says, I've watched Colonel... Wait, you're telling me Colonel Kurtz is actually pronounced Colonel? Wait. Whoa. Hold on. Kiki, I'm tripping now. You mean I've been saying Colonel Kurtz? Why is the English language like this? You mean Colonel is actually said Colonel? You're telling me that her username is said Colonel Kurtz? Where the fuck does the R come from? Are you serious? There's an R in this? It clearly says Colonel is Colonel? This entire time I've been saying Colonel. Nobody corrected me until Kiki right here is like, Edwin, listen, parentheses, you're a little R-worded here. I'm kidding. Sorry, God, I can't believe it. Colonel is fucking corn kernel. Okay, I'm done. I'm done getting stuck on it. She says she seems logical in the panels there. Maybe it's worth a discussion. Or, you know, honestly, like, here's the thing. I researched the fuck out of this from probably October 2020 until February 2021. And then, you know, I got depressed and, you know, all that shit. And like, I took a break from the internet and shit. So like, I'll admit I'm outdated. And like, I know that inevitably, like if I pursued the Manson stuff, which I will, I know it would make sense to talk to her. You know, especially I always have this like kind of like mentality that, yeah, if someone's making a video on you, like it only makes sense that you wouldn't deny conversation with them, right? Like if I made a video on, well, I technically did upload a video of me reacting to Mr. Girl. If he was like to reach out to me and be like, hey Edwin, let's talk, I feel like it would be a pussy move to be like, well, I criticized them and I don't want to talk to you, you know? So like, yeah, now I'm officially, you know, reviewing her video on my channel. So yeah, I would have to talk to her. I'm not that person to reject her, is what I'm trying to say, and way too many words. So, I mean, you know, I'm not rushing though. That's the thing. I just want to like live stream with you guys and get my thoughts out. And like, I want you guys to be intelligent about all this, you know? Cause like, hey, like I said earlier, not once in this entire stream have I said Manson is guilty, Manson is this, you know, like Manson is a R word, any of that, right? Like, I'm being critical of her presentation. And, you know, she's only been a YouTuber for 2 years, but like, you're quoting things that aren't fact, and that's kind of irresponsible. 2 years, 74,000 subscribers is damn good. But now, you know, you're getting like, Homeboy's got receipts attention, and now he's doing a live stream with 300 people, and like, he's getting annoying, he's gonna get annoying. No, I just think there's a lot of like content for Manson. It's kind of surprising. There's a lot of pro Manson content with absolutely no pushback at all. It's kind of surprising to me. It's just so weird how the pendulum fucking swings the other way so hard, you know? And like, anyway, let's just keep watching it because I have seen so much Manson propaganda that can so easily be debunked. But let's keep going.
Around about this time, Evan Rachel Wood began to work on the Phoenix Act, a bill that she co-wrote ended up becoming law in California that would extend the statute of limitations on domestic violence. She did speeches, activist type speeches on bisexuality and stuff like that, and became much more vocal about her bisexuality and about women's issues. And she began talking about her abuse. Now, Ilma Gore, Evan's ex, is a major player in Phoenix Rising. She is the co-star of that documentary. So my theory...
No, she's not. No, she's not. Oh my God. She's not a co-star. She's not on fucking screen for more than 20 minutes max. I feel like I'm being generous. Oh my God. Has anybody here seen Phoenix Rising? Please don't make me feel gaslit. Do you remember, genuinely speaking, Ilma Gore being on screen for more than 20 minutes? Phoenix Rising. Oh, this is a fucking soccer team? What the fuck? Okay. HBO. 2.5 hours. She was not a co-star. She was not a co-star. There was no way she was in that documentary for more than 20 minutes. 20 minutes at a time is more than enough. No, it wasn't at a time. She barely even had dialogue. We can literally fucking, you know what? Fuck it. Let's fucking go bootleg, guys. This is why I can't keep my live streams on the channel, by the way. Okay? Hold on. Guys, we might get shut down, okay? Fuck it. We're gonna prove something live. It's fucking summer. Isn't that crazy?
Little.
Oh, Ilma Gore. Let's see a co-star. Ready?
This is right before,
Okay, shit. I feel really, like, on edge playing more than, like, 5 seconds because YouTube is really good at detecting that shit. Ilma Gore is literally in the corner. She gets no dialogue. Oh, she said so little.
Just like nothing had happened yet,
Yeah.
Okay, I can't do this. It feels too risky. I feel like this live stream gonna get taken down any second. We're getting distracted, guys. Look, I must be like a lightweight now because I barely drink, but like that beer and a half loosened me up. I will admit that.
In Phoenix Rising, she is the co-star of that.
She's not the
documentary.
co-star. Dude, we just watched the same exact spot. This is crazy. That's crazy. Everything's connected when you're part of a team.
So my theory is that when Evan got together with Ilma, there was a kind of a perfect storm in which Ilma helped to convince Evan that she could be a big gender activist and that she needed to talk about her abuse.
Wait, whoa.
So my theory is that when Evan...
Oh, my theory. Okay. So we're going to conspiracy land, okay? Here we go, guys. This is a theory of Colonel. I love Korn. Korn is my favorite band.
Evan got together with Ilma, there was a kind of a perfect storm in which Ilma helped to convince Evan that she could be a big gender activist and that she needed to talk about her abuse.
So again, the big conspiracy, the theory here is that Ilma and Evan are a perfect storm. Hey, you could talk about gender. I mean, I'm a gender activist. You could talk about your abuse. That could make you a big activist. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
And convince Evan that she could be a big gender activist and that she needed to talk.
Hey, Evan, do you want to be a big gender activist like I am? Do you want to go by they, them? No? Well, that's okay. You don't have to. Anyway.
About her abuse. And I'm not sure if the decision was made to go after Manson because he would make such an easy target since he has such a scary image, or if Evan Rachel Wood actually in her mind...
Why would you say Manson has a scary image and show this shit, bro? Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Target since he has such a scary image, or if Evan Rachel Wood actually in her mind went back and misconstrued what happened between them as abuse. I do think that Evan Rachel Wood's motives are extremely complicated. I think that, like Amber Heard, she suffers from borderline personality disorder that...
Again, ridiculous Amber Heard connection. There is no point. Amber Heard connection, why? Look at this. And look how dishonest this is. Like Amber Heard, they both suffer from borderline person. This is not a psychologist. And notice she's using a cropped picture of these two actresses taken like a decade ago or something. I bet looking at this picture probably triggers people right away. I bet people that hate Amber Heard, which is a fuck ton of people, are probably like, whoa, they have a picture together. Evan Rachel Wood is a bitch. This picture's taken a decade ago. And where's the rest of the people in this? Why is everybody cropped out? Huh. Interesting. Does this not feel like propaganda to you guys?
And rewrites her past. And I think it's possible that she's rewritten in her mind her past with Marilyn Manson and now blames him for the person that she used to be, which is very different from the bisexual activist with a girlfriend that she was at the time that she was with Ilma Gore.
So... okay.
We do get some clues as to why Evan might be mixed up in the documentary Phoenix Rising itself. In fact, one of the strangest aspects of the documentary, in my opinion, is that it spends the first 25 minutes establishing the idea that Evan Rachel Wood is psychologically disturbed. It talks about her upbringing with what is clearly a narcissistic father, parents who don't get along, a scary environment with lots of yelling and the threat of violence, and also that from the earliest age, her father, who was the director of a local theater company, immersed Evan in a world of make-believe that was so powerful that her brother implies in Phoenix Rising that it was kind of hard for her to turn that off when needed. Anyway, we know what Ilma Gore's motive.
What the fuck was that? What just happened? I'm playing this in normal speed and what did she just say? Oh, dude, this is what I have a problem with, dude. It's like, why can't YouTubers just show a clip? Like, if I was doing a video on this, I would use a clip from the documentary and be like, look, her brother's trying to make her look like she's crazy. Because I feel like that's what she's trying to say. She's trying to say that her brother tried to make her seem like she can't tell fact from reality. Like, Evan's like, got delusions. I guess that's what she's trying to say. I went back to the Phoenix Rising documentary to see what Colonel Kurtz was referring to, and I couldn't find it. Now, Colonel Kurtz is correct when she says that the documentary depicts Evan Rachel Wood as someone who had a rough upbringing and, parents that argued and such. However, she says that Evan's dad immersed Evan in a huge world of make-believe that Evan couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't, and even her brother depicted her in that way. However, if you watch the documentary, that just isn't what happens. Before any of the negative upbringing is even brought into the documentary, they're just talking about how they loved acting. Evan and her brother loved acting growing up, and this is what her brother says.
And I think that because we were actors and we did come from that background, we used our imagination a lot. Most of the days we were out inventing a world of our own out in the backyard.
Kurtz says that Evan's father immersed her in such a powerful world of make-believe that even her brother says that she couldn't turn it off. Dog, what? How did you interpret that? Did you watch a different movie? All right, let's go back to the video. Colonel Kurtz, tell us what Ilma Gore's motives are.
Anyway, we know what Ilma Gore's motives were because one of the things that Marilyn Manson's lawsuit includes is a note from Ilma Gore in which she writes about her motivations for getting involved with the Phoenix Act, and one of them is to make money.
Make money. Let's go to that part. So again, taking everything from the lawsuit as fact, right? Since at least 2019, Gore has been mired in significant financial troubles. For example, her family members have presented evidence that Gore committed crimes of identity theft by opening credit card accounts in the name of her twin sister and deceased mother, and borrowed money from an elderly family member under false pretenses, claiming that it was to assist with the purchase of a house, which Gore never carried out. Gore wrote in a notebook left with her family that her goal of being involved with the Phoenix Act was to make money. Is Gore's family trying to fuck her over? Is Ilma's family working with Manson? Phoenix Act to protect, to make money doing that. This is a bad look. I want to know what the fuck is going on here. This is bad. This is why I want to do a video on this lawsuit. How much money do you make with the Phoenix Act, though?
Evan and Ilma got a huge documentary out of this that made them look absolutely heroic. In fact, we know now that Evan approached Amy Berg about making this documentary.
Evan approached Amy Berg. Colonel Kurtz says that they were friends. But where's the receipt? Because the only thing you find online is that Berg knew Evan through friends. Is there something else that says that they were actually friends before the fucking documentary? Because right here it says that she knew her through friends. Doesn't mean that they're friends. The actor initially approached her. Okay, so Evan did approach her though. Okay, so that's fact. Good. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you that you can get something that I can fucking substantiate. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of Colonel Kurtz. Can we get a proud in the chat? Can everybody type proud in the chat right now for Colonel Kurtz, that I could just Google something and it's factual? I'm proud of Colonel Kurtz. I actually just fact checked her and it turned out to be fact. That's pretty cool. I'm really proud of it, Colonel Kurtz. This is a wholesome moment. Come on, chat. Let's give her a proud. Hell yeah, Smitten. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And at first it was just going to be a documentary about the Phoenix Act, right? Because Evan had not named her abuser yet. She testified before the California Assembly and she testified before Congress. Sure. But she did not name her abuser. It was not until 2021, on the same date that all of the other accusers posted their allegations to their Instagram, that Evan finally named Marilyn Manson. Yes. So what happened is she had approached Amy Berg several years ago wanting to do a documentary based on her work as a gender activist, and Amy had shown some interest, but it's clear if you read between the lines of what Amy Berg has said, it really didn't come on board fully and really get excited about this project until Marilyn Manson was named.
Is that fact? Hold on, let's see. Wood intended to name her former fiance in the project. She approached me, she told me about and trying to further the investigation. So the documentary was originally about the Phoenix Act and trying to further the investigation into her abuser and try to help elevate the voices of other survivors of her perpetrator. And so we kind of just followed her around the first year to loosely watch things as they were unfolding. And then I became compelled to direct the film around the summer of 2020, and we've been going on since then. There was no question that she was going to name her abuser. We spoke openly about him from the very beginning, but how and when she would decide to do it, this is wrong. She's misportraying it. I'm not saying anything to back up. Oh man, we were proud of you seconds ago, Colonel. We were so proud of you. You lied to us, girl. You lied to us.
So after Evan and Ilma got together and Evan began some of this activism, they began recruiting women to go after Marilyn Manson. Now, they got a lot of...
Again, this is being stated as fact. She's no longer saying this is my opinion. She's saying that Ilma and Evan recruited women.
Information from a woman named Ashley Walters. Ashley Walters is one of the women who sued Manson.
Which I believe is possible, but I don't like the recruiting kind of thing, you know? The recruiting word is weird.
And she's alleged sexual harassment and sexual coercion. She is a disgruntled ex-employee. She was fired by Manson twice. He fired her once, then took her back, had compassion on her, and then...
He took her back because he had compassion on her. Bruh.
She fired her again. She basically stole his car, went on a joyride.
By the way, though, if you listen to other videos by her and other people that talk about Marilyn Manson, they are always so quick to be like, whoa, if Manson was so terrible to her, why would they go back to him? You know, if he's abusing you, why would they go back to him? But then when it comes to Manson, oh, well, you know, he took back his personal assistant because he had compassion. Dude, with the way these people fucking talk about, like, these alleged victims, they take a shit on them. But when it comes to Manson, oh, well, Manson had compassion. Oh, Manson's such a teddy bear. Oh, my God, give me a break, dude. Marilyn Manson, like, dude, if you're a hardcore Marilyn Manson fan, you know he's a piece of shit. Like, come on.
A drunken joyride, wrecked the car, totaled his car, this Jaguar, and got a DUI for it. Where she admits all of this in her lawsuit, by the way. So this is the kind of woman we're talking about. Ashley Walt.
This is the kind of woman we're talking about, by the way. The piece of shit woman. I spit on these kind of women.
Walters, this woman who worked for him, she was...
This woman, Ashley Walters, is a piece of shit.
And so she had all of his contact information, okay? And what she did...
Okay.
She gave all the information that she had. She gave this to Edwin and Ilma. And so from
this is a fucking story time. This is like a Gabby Hanna video from back in the day.
From this, they got the information to contact previous lovers of Marilyn Manson and see if they could recruit them. Now,
dude, how do we know this?
Now, one of those previous lovers who was contacted was a woman named Greta Aurora. She came forward over a...
Oh my God, this woman is hilarious. This woman was deflowered by Marilyn Manson. Okay.
Greta Aurora. She came forward over a year ago and showed us the emails that she received from Ilma Gore speaking on behalf of Evan Rachel Wood.
Damn, you couldn't get a higher quality? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Greta Aurora, right? Some of her greatest hits consist of I Stand with J.K. Rowling, Only Women Menstruate. The history of transgender ideology. Pfft, I spit on you, trans. How women manipulate men. Watch out, men. We ladies, we're evil. Let's see. I love the patriarchy. Bro, this is fucking great. Why I am not a feminist. I mean, your other title kind of, you know. Oh my God, this is a great title. These are great.
This is a very big deal. I'm not saying this is definitely the end of Evan Rachel Wood and her crew, but actually, yes, I am saying that. Marilyn Manson's legal team has finally taken some serious action and filed a lawsuit against Evan Rachel Wood and Ilma Gore, and the allegations and evidence they present are incredible. The implications for these women are severe, but the conspiracy and the sheer deranged audacity of these two main orchestrators are now obvious. Even the mainstream media could no longer ignore the other side of the story and
I love it. I just love the way she speaks, honestly. I think she's so funny. I don't think I could genuinely pick on her. Like, I can't, you know? I can't. I will say this. When you look at this channel, you kind of get an idea of what the kind of person is. And to be completely objective here, one of the things that the lawsuit from Marilyn Manson states is that Ilma Gore, she's like the master planner, right? But like, they're literally painting her as someone that doesn't have any money. So it's like, of course, they have to put in the celebrity, Evan Rachel Wood. Like, why not sue the other accusers? Isn't that weird? He's got like over a dozen accusers. Why are you only suing two? Or one, technically. They're making it seem like Ilma Gore is the master collaborator. She planned everything. And that she got information from Ashley Walters, who was the previous personal assistant, which is possible. But I'm like, why don't you guys bother like looking her up on YouTube? And like, if you see her YouTube channel, you can see her YouTube channel is obviously not, she's not gonna side with you. Like, you can just like see some of these titles and like, why would you message her, right? This is an example of Ilma Gore trying to recruit women. Okay? Oh, you guys probably can't see it. Let me try and make it bigger for you. That's what she said. Ilma says, I know this is a little strange way to reach out, but my name is Ilma. I work with the Phoenix Act and I run it alongside with Evan Rachel Wood. We were organizing a group of people to meet up in Los Angeles and Zoom/Skype in to talk about experiences that they have had that might be similar to yours. I'm not sure that you would be interested in participating. You aren't obligated to speak, but if you want to listen in, that would be fine. It's a small group and you are personally invited. If you wanted to know more first, I would be happy to jump on a phone or email for more details. Best, Ilma. So like the way that this is being painted as like these evil Ilma Gore recruiting women, and they're using this FBI letter. Where the fuck is the example of the FBI letter? You know what I mean? Where's the example of the FBI letter? Like, if this is an example of a recruiting, what do you mean? If I reach out to someone for a story to like check details and stuff, is that me recruiting someone? Like, this is so bad faith in my opinion, you know? And also, there is no example of the FBI letter. Where's the FBI letter? Okay, the FBI letter actually originated in the family lawsuit, or I guess like custody battle between Evan Rachel Wood and Jamie Bell. That's the only time we've ever seen it. There's no example of the FBI letter being used in anything else. I could see Evan possibly like forging that, which is fucking cringe if it happened. I could see it happening in a custody battle with Jamie Bell, but there's literally no example of her using it with any accusers. I think it's weird that they state it as fact, and this is why you should start saying allegedly, and you know, this is what Marilyn Manson's lawsuit says. That's what you should be saying. Like, let's be real, because like you're spreading misinformation and presenting this fact, and then people are just like, well, you know, Colonel Kurtz says the truth, and you could just watch our videos. Anyways, so I'm just going off the walls. Marilyn Manson's lawsuit says Gore and Wood have secretly recruited, coordinated, and pressured prospective accusers to emerge simultaneously with allegations of rape and abuse against Warner. Why is there no examples of Gore and Wood pressuring anybody? If this is an example of Gore pressuring somebody, then that's just fucking cringe, dude. You're telling me this is pressuring someone? Why not engage and try to get her in the act? Why not try to say, hey, Ilma, I loved getting deflowered by Marilyn Manson. Like, this is such bullshit to me, you know? Anyways, I need to chill.
Trying to recruit Greta Aurora. Now, Greta Aurora had
See?
basically...
Greta has no agency. This woman that says, oh, women are evil, they can manipulate you. Suddenly, she's just being recruited. Oh my God, poor thing. Come on, man. You can't keep swinging back and forth like women are nothing.
That she received from Ilma Gore speaking on behalf of Evan Rachel Wood, trying to recruit Greta Aurora. Now, Greta Aurora had basically equivalent of a kind of a weekend fling in which, as a 19-year-old girl, she had lost her virginity to Marilyn Manson. She says it was a happy memory, a good memory, and she says that he was kind and a gentleman and not at all predatory, that she actually had to be the aggressor in the situation to make it happen.
He was constantly asked.
What? She was the aggressor to make it happen? Bruh, that's so funny. She's like, fuck me. She's like, yo, fuck me after your concert. Put it in me. What? Bro, this is so funny.
He was constantly asking if I was okay.
Well, Ilma Gore contacted.
According to Greta, he constantly asked if she was okay. You know, getting de-virginized. This 19-year-old getting fucking de-virginized by a 40-something-year-old, bro. Okay, cool, no problem. Hey, no problem. A lot of people like that.
Contacted her, trying to get her to join up with these women. Contacted her twice, but she didn't do that. Now, I've learned that the recruitment process was a fairly extensive thing. Once these women would reply and would show interest in joining in, then they would participate in these Zoom meetings. And again, don't forget the FBI letter, right? They're told, hey, look, he's already been investigated by the FBI.
Where's the proof of this? Why are we taking this as fact? Who has said this? Which accuser has said this? And again, I'm not saying this isn't a possibility that could have happened. I'm just saying we're taking it as a fact. And if you know something that I don't, why are you not sharing it? Why are you saying that they were told this as if it's like true? It's weird. There's no proof of the FBI letter being like shared to the accusers at all. But hey, we're 12 minutes in out of 29 minutes. Are we really gonna get through this? Who knows?
All right, now you know human nature. You know that when people have a chip on their shoulder, perhaps about not being chosen to be Mrs. Marilyn Manson or being dumped or whatever, and when people...
Why are we making Marilyn Manson out to be like he's a fucking prince? Who wants to be Miss Marilyn Manson, dude? I hope people are giving you nice Bitcoin over there, because like this is getting ridiculous, dude. The way we paint Marilyn Manson to be a fucking teddy bear, also a fucking prince, and you know, oh, they want to be Miss Marilyn Manson. Shut.
People in careers are basically coming to the end of the line because they're aging out of Hollywood or they haven't really had much of any success. And when they are offered to participate in something that gets them a lot of media attention, that gets them cover of People magazine.
Oh wow, damn, that's crazy. People magazine.
Photo spreads in Rolling Stone, Good Morning America interviews. I mean, interviews on The View that much of these women have gotten. Come on, all right?
Come on.
For a number of these women who are promoting these appearances. And
these women are snakes.
These photo spreads, like their IMDb credits on their Instagram pages and stuff. It's
Who's got their IMDb credits on their Instagram page? Let's shit on them. Come on, let's go.
Very obvious what's
put it on the screen. Come on.
Going on here. Evan Rachel Wood's motivation.
Who? You're just being vague. Okay, cool.
Hers are more complicated, and I've talked a bit about those, but these women, it's not complicated at all. It's a Hail Mary pass on their dwindling to non-existent careers.
Here's the thing. The whole clout argument is so bored and old. Like, it used to work. don't get it twisted, it used to work. But what are some recent examples of the clout working in like, I accused Marilyn Manson? Which accuser of Marilyn Manson has gotten famous off of it? I get it. You hate the accusers. You think that they're lying. So go for the lies. Go for what you think is unsubstantiated. Why do you have to be like, they just wanted the clout. They just wanted to be on a fucking, like a grocery store magazine. This one. They just want to be on fucking People magazine that you find in, like, shut up, dude. Oh my God, this is, I'm getting more and more annoyed as the stream goes on, aren't I? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I literally only know about this because you were talking about it. I cannot name a single victim. There's no clout there. Exactly. And like over a dozen women talked about it. This is all the best evidence in one fast primer introduction.
And this recruitment process was very intentional in the sense that the women were given guidance by Ilma and Evan as to what to claim. They were even given a checklist of behaviors to claims, which is one of the pieces of evidence included in Marilyn Manson's lawsuit.
So again, we're taking the Marilyn Manson lawsuit as fact. And she's saying that
in the sense that the women,
this is being used as like,
were given guidance by Ilma.
Guidance? How?
And Evan.
How is this guidance? Now, here's the thing. A lot of the accusers have similar things. Like, it seems to have a pattern, right? Like, he seems to do the same things with a lot of people that accuse him. At least these are the accusations. And they noticed this because a lot of these things were being talked about, and they were saying like, hey, did this shit happen to you? Because this is what happened to me. They kind of made a checklist. They didn't say, accuse him of this. That's not what this is saying at all either. She's forming a narrative. She's forcing it. Because if you ask her right now, if you ask Colonel Kurtz, how do you know this? She'll be like, oh, well, it's stated in the Marilyn Manson lawsuit. Sleep deprivation. A lot of people have said that. Even Marilyn Manson's own band members have said that. Watch the documentary Demystifying the Devil. You know what? I don't believe those bitches. I don't believe those women accusing me of abuse. But wait, I also don't believe his former bandmates that also said the same thing. Right? Like, are we also going to talk about like his former bandmates? 4 of his former bandmates also sued Marilyn Manson. Wow. Wait, they're men. We should probably consider what they're saying, right? Or how does this work? Hold on, I need to figure out how this works. Never mind. Let's just keep going. I'm getting confused. I don't know how this works. Because like, Marilyn Manson's a teddy bear. He's an angel. He would do nothing wrong. So there's no reason why he would get sued by other people. It probably just started. It probably just happened last year that people came out about him being an asshole. It was probably nothing that was always talked about, you know, throughout his career. That he was a huge asshole and like a racist and like whatever. That's probably... Well, never mind.
Of behaviors to claims, which is one of the pieces of evidence included in Marilyn Manson's lawsuit. And let's not forget that a number of these accusers, long after their abuse had supposedly happened, for years after, were going to Marilyn Manson concerts and posting about it happily on social media. Evan Rachel Wood is like...
What? Show us. Let's see it.
Latest 2014 was referring warmly to Marilyn Manson on social media. When Marilyn Manson's parents died, Evan Rachel Wood wished him condolences in 2014.
What? Are you serious? Evan Rachel Wood felt bad? Wow. I can't believe that. Can you guys fucking believe this? Are you guys serious? Evan Rachel Wood, how dare she accuse Marilyn Manson of these things while also wishing condolences to Marilyn Manson? This is fucking crazy. I can't believe that. Anybody in the chat, can you guys imagine someone that abused you feeling sympathy for them if their parent died? No, of course not, right? Of course, no. If you say yes, you're gonna get it. I'm sorry, I'm cutting the act now. That's just so stupid. You're reaching. Like, this is a reach. I feel like I'm going crazy here because obviously I'm in my room by myself and I have to pee.
And when they are offered to participate in something that gets them a lot of media attention, that gets them cover of People magazine, photo spreads in Rolling Stone, Good Morning America interviews, interviews on The View that much of these women have gotten, come on, all right? For a number of these women...
Like, is this what you want? Colonel Kurtz, do you want this? Do you want to be on a magazine spread? Or why do you think this is such a glorious thing to be on? I'm interested. I'm actually interested. Like, chat, who here wants to be in a magazine spread? Because I'm actually really confused about this. Like, what is this? She's pushing the clout narrative, and I don't really get it. I think it's like weak.
Photo spreads, like their IMDb credits on their Instagram pages and stuff. It's
who is in the Instagram?
Very obvious.
She's showing Ashley Walters. Okay, Ashley Walters. Oh, this is not the same Ashley Walters. This is not the same person. My bad. No IMDb. Okay, so who are we talking about? Why are you making me do scavenger hunts? As constructive criticism, you shouldn't make the viewer do a fucking scavenger hunt as like which accuser is putting their IMDb in their fucking Instagram. Like, you're showing a picture of Ashley Walters, but Ashley Walters is not the one putting their IMDb. So who are you talking about? Rip Doodle Tone says, Manson did nothing wrong. You're just jealous of success. Really, motherfucker? Really? Damn it.
It's very obvious what's going on here. Evan Rachel Wood's motivations, hers are more complicated, and I've talked a bit about those, but these women, it's not complicated at all. It's a Hail Mary pass on their dwindling to non-existent careers.
Wow! You're telling me Ashley Lindsay Morgan, her dwindling modeling career, and Ashley Walters, Marilyn Manson's former personal assistant, her dwindling career as a personal assistant? What? You're relying on ignorance of the viewer. You're relying on the ignorance of the viewer because they don't know the viewer doesn't know who they are. But you're talking about a model and a personal assistant. What is their dwindling career? How is it going to boost them? How has this boosted them?
And this recruitment process was very intentional in the sense that the women were given guidance by Ilma and Evan as to what to claim. They were even given a checklist of...
Wait, they were given to claim? Are these crisis actresses? Are you telling me these women aren't even real victims? They're just crisis are they crisis? This is getting next level conspiracy, guys. These are crisis actresses at this point. They're being given a script. Wow. Oh my God. We're reaching Alex Jones levels here now. Oh my God. I mean, come on.
Behaviors to claims, which is one of the pieces of evidence included in Marilyn Manson's lawsuit. And let's not forget that a number of these accusers,
Alex Jones,
long after their abuse had supposedly happened, for years after, were going to Marilyn Manson concerts and posting about it happily on social media. Evan Rachel Wood, as late as 2014, was referring warmly to Marilyn Manson on social media. When Marilyn Manson's parents died, Evan Rachel Wood wished him condolences in 2014.
How dare she?
Her friend. Now, this woman, Greta Aurora,
this is Marilyn Manson Infowars. Yeah, Manson Wars. Manson Infowars.
that they tried to recruit. What happened is Manson's assistant Ashley Walters went ahead and lied about her in the lawsuit and basically made it seem that Greta Aurora had been violated by Manson, the complete opposite of her experience. And so they lied about her in a lawsuit. And then
Wow, they lied about you? Holy shit, hold on. Let me see. What did they lie about you on? Let's look at the facts.
Ashley is now suing Manson for money. Her court documents are now public. I am not mentioned by name because Ashley did not succeed at recruiting me as a victim. Waters was often required to accompany defendant on various personal and work trips. On these trips, she witnessed defendant's constant degradation of his female fans. In January 2011, Waters traveled with defendant and other staff on a trip to Vienna, Austria. Luggage containing several narcotics, including cocaine, was placed in her name unbeknownst to her. In fear of alerting airport security, she did not object. While in Vienna, defendant met with a young girl. After inviting her to his hotel room, he bragged to Waters about having sex with her. He also texted Waters from his hotel room, saying he took the girl's virginity. I was not degraded. I consented to and thoroughly enjoyed everything that happened that weekend. Degradation is a very subjective term, and I am the only one who should be providing an assessment as to whether I felt degraded or not.
How did she lie though? Actually, she didn't lie. In the lawsuit, Ashley said, while in Vienna, defendant met with a young girl after inviting her to his hotel room. He bragged to Walters about having sex with her. Greta literally corroborated this. She said that, yeah, he did take my virginity and I liked it. He also texted Walters from his room saying that he took his virginity. Where's the lie? The lie is that that Manson would often degrade women, but that's subjective. Greta literally said it was subjective. Ashley did not lie in her lawsuit. Ashley said that Manson took this girl's virginity, and the girl said that did happen.
and basically made it seem that Greta Aurora had been violated by Manson, the complete opposite of her experience. And so they lied about her in a lawsuit. And then
Violated? I mean, the implication you could say is there, but you're exaggerating, dude. Oh my God.
know who else was lied about is a woman named Paula Weiss. Now, Paula Weiss was an ex-girlfriend of Marilyn Manson, also a model in his music video, and in a guerrilla-style video that he did called Groupie, where Paula, who was in her 20s, and she was paid, she played the part of a young fan who is abused by Marilyn Manson. Two of the lawsuits against Marilyn Manson, they describe this film as almost a kind of a snuff film. They say it was a young fan. They imply that she's underage, that she was somehow harmed or perhaps even killed or killed herself as a result of this film, none of which is true, and they know it's not true. I interviewed the woman on my channel. She said as much. Now, she also dated Marilyn Manson. She was his girlfriend.
During this period when you were in a relationship with him, was he ever abusive to you physically, emotionally, sexually?
Never, not even close to it.
I gotta say, this is actually interesting because if you guys have seen, there's like a clip where Marilyn Manson is talking with Andy Dick and like a bunch of other random celebrities, and he's talking about this video that his manager told him he could never release. It's like super bad. It just like looks terrible. Let's see if I can find it. It's implied that it's like a groupie, like a underage girl. Like it's heavily implied.
I made this movie that I had intentions of putting onto my home video, not thinking that it would offend my own.
So what was the scenario? You guys slow down.
It was
for
like
me.
a party at my house.
It was a real party, and you were taping with a real camera?
I said,
yes.
I said a girl's gonna
Video
show up,
camera.
and then something's probably gonna go wrong, and you guys just roll with it.
But
it wasn't just horseplay. The movie did scare the shit out of you, though.
It did scare the shit
And it
because
scared
then
the
ding
shit
dong,
it
they're
scared-
having fun, sucking each other's cocks, and then ding dong, ding dong, who's at the door? A fan. I just know that you live here, and I made this piece of art for you. Will you take it? And you're like, sure. Why don't you come in? And he pulls this like she must have been 18, literally.
Less, more, I don't know. Whatever. For the purpose of
better
the,
not be less.
No.
You're in
She was
trouble.
portraying a youngster in the film.
That's important though. He said she was portraying a youngster. He played a prank on these people essentially that he filmed, where he had this actress that looked young and he had her play the role of like a groupie, like a stan essentially, like that found the place, like ding dong, like I have some fan art, you know, and then like fake abused her. He like tied her to a chair and everybody was like, what the fuck is going on?
It honestly looked like somebody left the camera on.
Yeah.
Because at times it
Sort of
looked like
Blair
you
Witch
just set
feel.
it there. Yeah. He lures her in, and she's, excited to be there. She's like, I'm such a big fan. I'm really excited. And then slowly but surely, over time, and very subtly, he starts to get her to do certain things. And those are the things that, maybe we shouldn't really discuss. But
No, but it gets really scary, and everyone in the room didn't know whether I was kidding or if it was a joke. That was my independent film for it.
All my friends.
Did you get it distributed?
No, because when I showed it to my manager, he said, please hide the masters. If anyone sees this, you'll go to jail and your career will be over.
Shut up and sit down. Shh. Sit still. Sit still. Sit still.
Jesus loves me from the Bible tells me so.
Say it.
Yes, Jesus loves me from the Bible tells me so.
According to the Marilyn Manson lawsuit, Ilma Gore told people that this video was portraying a real young fan and it was like child, etc. But it's like there's no record of Ilma Gore saying this. Maybe there was like an accuser of Marilyn Manson that like wasn't an actual accuser and like got all this inside information and then like related back to Marilyn Manson. I don't know how they have like this detail, right? But it's like it's not backed up in the lawsuit. But I guess the cringe part that I'm trying to point out is that everything that Colonel Kurtz is portraying as a fact, it's like she's just relaying the lawsuit right here and portraying it as a fact because that's what it says. And she interviewed the woman in the Groupie video, which a lot of people were weirded out about because if you watch this video, Marilyn Manson is saying that like I could never put that out because my manager said that my career would be over. But yeah, obviously this actress is saying, no, Marilyn Manson never did anything wrong with me. I hope that made sense. I feel like that I explained that weird.
He's a really, really sweet guy.
Now, Chloe Black is an excellent example of someone who's clearly motivated by career and money incentives. The same time that she posted her allegations on Instagram about Marilyn Manson supposedly harassing and assaulting her, she also released her new song about her supposed sexual assault. So she had the release of this music, which has an assault theme, synchronized with the publication of her Instagram allegations against Manson.
Wow. I just gotta say, the clout argument is so lazy, because what if I use it against you, Miss Colonel Kurtz, okay? What if you're just a clout chaser that's just continuing to make videos on Amber Heard and Marilyn Manson for views? Because guess what? It's fucking working. I mean, you got 7 million views in under 2 years. Wow. Isn't it lazy? Wouldn't you be like, no, I'm not doing it for views, I'm doing it for the truth, right? Everyone's doing it for their own fucking truth, Colonel Kurtz. So just drop that shit. It fucking makes you look weak, okay? I said this as an old man. Actually, I think you're older than me, but it doesn't matter, okay? I've been on YouTube for a while. If you're looking for the truth, stick to the truth. Stop making your bullshit conspiracies. Okay, cool, let's go.
So she had the release of this music, which has an assault theme, synchronized with the
You sound desperate.
publication of her Instagram allegations against Manson.
Not only do you sound desperate, but this snarky little face doesn't help you, okay? But the issue here is that she's almost saying it like Chloe Black happened to just whip out a song and just have it ready as soon as she came out about it. But like, how? That's a complete conspiracy. There's no reason to believe she was even in contact with Evan Rachel Wood. I don't believe it. She's never spoken up about Manson before. So it's just, you're just...
Now, one of the others claiming repressed memory, and she was suing Manson for $10 million, is Esme Bianco, former Game of Thrones star, fetish model, and did bondage shows, all of that stuff, right? But of course, she claims that Marilyn Manson was forcing unwanted kink on her. Yeah, she's not the only one who had this history of doing like bondage and fetish stuff before Manson. I mean, Sarah McNeilly...
Wait, yeah, you know what? If you're into bondage, I'm pretty sure you can't claim sexual abuse. So like, don't even think about it. Wait, that's what she just said, right? Am I missing it?
Let's profile women. Just because they like kink with anyone, and consent no longer applies to them. If you like getting smacked around, everyone should be able to smack you.
I mean, we just moved on from one to the next. Like, that was interesting.
Where she claims that Marilyn Manson was forcing unwanted kink on her.
Because she's like a BDSM and like burlesque performer, she can't claim consent anymore? I'm so confused.
Doing like bondage and fetish stuff before Manson. I mean, Sarah McNeilly, she did this bondage show with back suspension, extreme suspension, where they actually put holes in your back in order to do this, and then hooks go through the holes, and you're suspended, and people go to these shows, and that's fine, whatever people want to do. But don't claim innocence then. So look, I knew when I...
What? This is so weird. So one of the accusers has like done like full on, you know, when the hook suspension.
Yeah.
But because you've done that, don't claim innocence. Does Kurt's Colonel know who she's fucking defending?
That's a
Does she know that Marilyn Manson has broken
shit.
bottles and like cut himself across the chest in live performances? Is she shaming this woman for what? I'm so confused.
No, she's dead ass making the argument that because this person is involved in I don't even know what the term for it is. I know of it.
BDSM is a simple way to say it.
Well, this is a very specific brand of BDSM, okay?
Yeah.
We got to get specific here. Because this person is involved in hook suspension, we'll say that, once again, they should be okay with all types of abuse, essentially. Consent no longer applies to them.
We need to get through the series. 17 minutes. I'm never gonna fucking finish this goddamn video.
But don't claim innocence then. Also, Ashley Smithline's ex-fiance, Tom Bibian, whom she dated for a couple of months after she dated Manson, he has been very adamant and continues to be. He just published text messages from her the other day. Continues to be adamant that she was lying about this, and that when they were together, she never described any kind of this crazy...
Let's see. As many of you know, Ashley and I were briefly engaged. However, her publicist/attorney came up with a bizarre story of her and I only meeting up IRL twice. Thus, I present to you these screenshots where she basically says she's gonna have the Asian mafia kill Manson. DM me for the full screenshot. And she loves me and misses me like crazy. Not exactly the words of someone who's met me twice. For everyone wondering why she's compared often with Amber Heard in the YouTube comments, this is it. Okay, this is obviously something I'm not familiar with, but I guess we're just supposed to accept it.
Yeah, that was a little off the rails.
I mean, look, I will admit I have not looked into Ashley Morgan, but like I don't know what that was. That was a weird sloppy presentation.
Used to be adamant that she was lying about this, and that when they were together, she never described any kind of this crazy abuse that she's alleged in her lawsuit.
And here's the issue too. Like, okay, here's the thing. As like genuine advice when you're trying to do a concise video, because I get it. Like, there's a lot of information, and you try to pack it into 30 minutes. Exclude this kind of stuff. You're saying lawsuit versus Evan. Exclude Esme Bianco. That was a shitty segment. This one, I haven't looked at Ashley Morgan. Maybe she is being sloppy, or you know, maybe her ex does not make her look good. But you're presenting this really fucking sloppy. Like, hey, like I'm not even against you. Like, that looked weird. hey, it's never a good look if people are not corroborating you, and in fact, the exes are saying bad about you. But at the same time, it's like you're presented it very sloppy, Colonel Kurtz.
I think Ashley is what's known as a star fucker. I think she suffers from borderline personality disorder.
Oh, by the way, Ashley.
Okay, like that's weird. That's sloppy. That's too fast. You look like you hate women. You know, you hate your own kind.
Smithline. She also alleges these severe injuries like a broken nose that she got from Manson, and then she had to carry all the way to Thailand on a plane, you know, with her broken nose. She, like Amber Heard, claims these horrific injuries and has no medical records. No one has shown any medical records in this either. It was also Ashley's...
Okay. But here's the issue. Like, the interviews that I've skimmed through on your channel, you have no receipts whatsoever. Why?
She does not require any receipts. What she says is law. Everyone else needs receipts. She does not.
Smithline, by the way, who admitted that all of the accusers wrote their statements together. That's why they sound alike. Look, when all of these statements came out, again, this is coordinated, people, okay? They coordinated together. When all of the statements came out on the same day on these different women's Instagram pages, I said right then, these look ghost-written to me. They look like they were all written by the same person. And so she admitted it. Ashley Smithline on...
I don't think so. If we look to all the statements, some of them look like someone just learned how to write, and some of them look like different experiences. But we can compare notes. I would be the most, I hate to say it, like, you know, Ashley Lindsay Morgan. I think she is kind of the most kind of sussy. I don't know, I guess I'm just confused by her, because if we look at her photos, is this supposed to be her? I'm very confused. Okay, there's a video. Okay, so you guys see this, right? And then you kind of look at the newer photos that she's been posting for a while, and it looks like a complete different person. So I'm just confused about this. Like, what? She's making herself look a lot younger, and like, I'm just very confused. Out of everyone that I've looked into, I would want to like put the question mark on her the most. Is what I'm trying to say here.
Now look, it is important for you to know that a number of women that Manson dated and that he had sexual relationships with support him. I've already told you about Paula. I've already told you about Greta. Lisa LeSueur, a woman that he dated early on when he was younger in Florida.
Yeah, well, when they were younger in Florida. I can't wait to go through that one.
I'll tell you something else. I was contacted by a reporter for The Sun a year or so ago.
Whoa, are we cool with The Sun now? Isn't that the publication that Johnny Depp sued? And look at that screenshot. They're saying, I know you're a great fan page. Colonel Kurtz, you're a great fan page.
And she told me that a friend of hers had dated Marilyn Manson, and that friend said that he was a nice guy and he wasn't abusive. But this reporter just kind of shrugged it off and said, I guess he's complicated or whatever. But even The Sun reporter was hearing this stuff.
So this is a tip for Colonel Kurtz, because I'm not doubting that the Sun reporter told you that, but this is one of the situations where it would actually help you to show a screenshot of the Sun reporter saying that, because the screenshot that you showed earlier just says if it would be okay for the Sun to use you saying that Manson is with Lindsay. So from YouTuber to YouTuber, I'm telling you, it would help you more if you showed screenshots that actually supplement your arguments instead of just random screenshots of you communicating with the people.
Also, remember, I have talked to 2 former personal assistants of Marilyn Manson. These were people who lived with Manson, all right? One of them, Paula, you can see her interview. She was with him for years. She was with him when he was with Evan and when he was with Gabriella. And she says that he was not abusive.
I'm not someone who would ever tolerate physical violence against anyone.
And going back to Evan Rachel Wood, there is more to debunk with her. Tim scolds, and he was
so stick with it.
Guitarist on tour with him when Manson was with Evan. He and his wife both support Manson, and his wife has come out in various posts on Instagram to say, I don't recognize this person, Evan, what she's claiming to be. I remember when she used to happily do Nazi salutes backstage.
Let's see, I remember this woman with a trucker's mouth standing on the side of the stage, giggling and doing Hitler salutes. No, I'm not victim shaming. What does doing Hitler salutes have to do with anything? Here's the thing. This is not something that Evan Rachel Wood would refute, you know?
Evan would do these Nazi salutes backstage when no one else was doing them at Manson shows.
Yeah, she was probably cringe. I believe it.
Yeah.
That doesn't, what does that mean though? That means she wasn't abused? What? Look at this. Just look at the evil. Oh, and Manson looks great too. At Leslee Lane. She literally fucking watermarked her own fucking at, like Leslee Lane, by the way. And this is the woman that says, I wasn't trying to blackmail Evan Rachel Wood, but here you are posting pictures of her in like Nazi hat.
At the, Halloween party, or when Evan was doing the Nazi salutes off stage, nobody was asking her to do any of that or forcing any of that. So she now is trying to go back, Evan, and rewrite that history to make it seem that Manson forced these things on her.
But that's not true. Oh my God, this is why I want to go back to the fucking documentary and show how Evan explained it. I want to look up the movie again. I want to find the part where she talks about how Manson, got them to be edgy and shit, because it's understandable when you listen to her explain it.
It starts off as, well, it's ironic. Like, oh, it's a commentary on the Nazis. Like, oh yeah, we're taking the piss out of the Nazis. Like, this is anti-Nazi.
Yeah.
And then it turns into,
we love Jews.
I'm just being shocking using the N-word. You don't get the joke. And then it keeps happening. And then that evolved into, I'm gonna get mad at you if you don't laugh at that joke.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
And I hate myself.
oh, I have
so
to laugh
much.
at this joke. And then it was, I don't trust you if you don't make the same joke. Yeah. And then I felt like I had to participate in that to show him that I was loyal.
Also, Evan lied when she said that Leslee Lane and Manson's wife were conspiring to post underage photos of her.
Hold on, is that what Evan said? Let me look at my receipts. On December 19th, I had to file a police report after I was alerted to threats made by Leslee Lane and Lindsay Usick for conspiring to release photos of me while I was underage after being given large amounts of drugs and alcohol. She's talking about being like, 18, 19 and being given drugs and alcohol. Look, I disagree with the way she kind of portrays it, but she is underage, under drinking. Like, look, don't get it twisted, Colonel Kurtz. I don't like that she constantly tries to say I was underage when she was like, 19 years old. I get that frustration, but you don't have to be just as big of a reacher. This is a problem. I can call out Evan Rachel Wood when she's like constantly using buzzwords. I can do that, but what you're doing is worse.
And also that the relationship between Manson and her was not abusive, that if anyone was the manipulative person in the relationship, that it was Evan.
So Leslee Lane, by the way, guys, Leslee Lane says that Manson was not abusive. If anybody was abusive, it was Evan Rachel Wood.
And Manson debunks Evan's story about the abortion too. I did multiple interviews with him on my channel, and he said that Marilyn Manson told him at the time that Evan was going to have an abortion and it was some other guy's baby.
Oh, right. So apparently Evan Rachel Wood had an abortion with Manson, and this guy's saying that it was somebody else?
You good? Are you okay? And he was like, yeah, he's like, Evan's having an abortion. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And he's like, no, I don't, it's not mine. I was like,
and he said, man.
Wait, so what? So this guy that's named Manson, by the way, a Marilyn Manson impersonator? Is that what this guy is? I'm so confused. So basically, the source that we're using to debunk Evan Rachel Wood's abortion, by the way, is a Manson impersonator that supposedly talked to Manson, and Manson said, oh, it's not mine. What? That's it? Okay, girl. Wow. The problem is that it's not about saying that she's full of shit, like these people are full of shit. It's that she's being so hyper analytical and nitpicky about like Evan Rachel Wood and all these accusers, but she's not realizing that she's failing to do that against the people she interviews. Why does she believe them at face value, but she refused to do that to everybody else?
And he said Manson didn't act sad about it. So here you've got Marilyn Manson actually supporting Evan Rachel Wood as she aborts another man's child. Also,
aborts another man's child? How dare she abort another man's child?
So a lot of people bring up Dan Cleary, Marilyn Manson's former assistant who appears in Phoenix Rising. Well, you have to understand that he was not Marilyn Manson's assistant when Marilyn Manson was dating Evan Rachel Wood. He was a guitar and music tech, so he was not around them and hardly at all, and not in an intimate way. And Dan Cleary...
How do you know that? That's so weird. Guitar techs are around their musicians. They are friends. You think like... You think Marilyn Manson just has a random guitar tech that he doesn't talk to? Does she just think people that like help fix like the stage and shit are just like nobodies that don't deserve any attention?
Now, Dan Cleary was Manson's personal assistant briefly when Manson was with his current wife, Lindsay. And yet, the most that Dan Cleary accuses him of, making a remark that to me sounds to me like Manson's dark sense of humor, something about how he's going to kill Lindsay and then the assistant will have to go and bury her in the desert. Do we really think that Manson was being serious about that?
What the fuck, dude? Like, this is the thing. This is something you have to realize. Like, whenever Manson says something tacky or out of whack or dark, like he wants to smash your brains in, it's just a dark sense of humor, right? But whenever like Evan Rachel Wood says that she was abused, oh, she's a liar. Like, she said something else before. Wait, what? So you mean if Manson would dare say that he was just joking? Oh, it's okay now? Because it was a joke?
And people say, what about Wes Borland? Well, Wes Borland was barely on tour. He did like 2 shows with Manson, was not around to see anything. And look, if you invest...
Dude, Wes Borland was writing music with Manson. I mean, Manson might have not used some of it, but they were together. Like, way to just dismiss everybody. This is hilarious. Like, let's just go through anybody that's ever said anything about Manson. Hey, they were not even around. Were you there? How do you know more than fucking Wes Borland, dude? Limp Bizkit.
He's pissed off at Manson because Manson didn't want him. All right? Look, do you not...
Oh my god, Wes Borland was pissed off at Manson. So Colonel Kurtz here is portraying Wes Borland as mad at Marilyn Manson because Manson didn't want him in the band. However, if you investigate it like she says, it looks like it was actually the other way around. Wes Borland was touring with Marilyn Manson and he left the Marilyn Manson band to rejoin with Limp Bizkit. However, Manson on the other hand, well, if we're gonna say someone was mad, I would say it's Manson over Wes. Manson said, "We almost made the mistake of having Wes play the guitar, but he rejoined Limp Bizkit. That move forever eradicated my feelings on his choices in life as an artist." All I'm saying is, it's a little confusing to have this presentation that Wes Borland was mad when we have on record Marilyn Manson being kinda salty. Anyways, this is what Wes Borland said about Marilyn Manson in 2001, when Evan Rachel Wood spoke out, 12 years after he left the Marilyn Manson band. So yeah, just keep in mind, Kurtz is implying a huge grudge.
He's amazingly talented, but that he's fucked up and he needs to be put in check and he needs to get sober and he needs to come to terms with his demons. He is a bad fucking guy. And I was there when he was with Evan Rachel Wood. I was at his house. It's not fucking cool. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
The fact that Manson says that he cut himself, like 150 times after Evan Rachel Wood broke up with him. Well, I don't know if that was an exaggeration or not. Again, Manson unfortunately has exaggerated or even lied about things before to burnish his image, all right? But I do think that masochism is very different from sadism. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, okay?
What? Wait, what?
I missed that last sentence, but...
Okay, she says...
Manson unfortunately...
She says,
has exaggerated or even lied about things before to burnish his image, all right? But I do think that masochism is very different from sadism. And
what?
In fact, it's kind of the opposite.
What?
That's not the point. That's not the point at all.
Marilyn Manson has lied to up his image, but all of his victims, they're the liars.
What she's saying is that, hey, it's better to be a masochist than a sadist?
Masochism is very different from sadism. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, okay? Then people say,
okay,
point,
but then
dude.
she doesn't explain it. Then she doesn't explain it. She goes, okay, and then next bit.
She says it like she's being condescending about it, but she's not even making a point.
He said that after they broke up that he wanted to smash her skull in with a sledgehammer. Well, he was talking about the inspiration for his song, I Want to Kill You Like They Do in the Movies, and it's a song about the anger of someone who's lost, who's been dumped. And I think that we've all at times had feelings, not that we would never carry out, that we would like to murder someone who has broken our heart or mistreated us, all right? So I'm not going to crucify the guy based on that one comment.
Homegirl, what?
Amber Heard. What we saw in that situation was that a man with a reputation.
Oh, wait, Amber Heard. Oh, I almost forgot why
no.
Evan Rachel Wood.
Really?
Now I remember why Evan Rachel Wood is bad, because Amber Heard is here.
For being kind of weird and eccentric was brought down by a woman and her fake hoax that she.
Johnny Depp, kind of weird, eccentric, I guess, but we're comparing apples to oranges at this point, okay? Like every single person. Okay, maybe not every single person. Quite a few people that have met Marilyn Manson have had quite shitty experiences with him. It's not. It doesn't seem to be the same with Johnny Depp.
It's actually well documented, yeah.
And yet now that that's over and we know the truth about that, people are turning around and are assuming the same things about Manson, that just because there are a number of people involved that has to be real, or because he has this weird image.
How many people were involved in the Amber Heard against Johnny Depp versus Manson?
Or because it's this beautiful woman that puts on this show of being fragile and abused, that it has to be real. I'm telling you, it's not. And if what I've just laid out for you is not enough of a reason for you to at least think twice about this situation, then my God, I do not know what is.
Well, now she's playing Tool? What are you doing? I thought this was a Manson. I'm so sick of these quote-unquote women getting pissed off or bored and trying to ruin someone else's life or attention.
Why is women in courts?
Because they're not real women.
What the fuck?
Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. And as a token of my gratitude, I shall give you a mini update. Colonel Kurtz reached out to me and she's interested in having a conversation. I told her I'm pretty flexible, but as of right now, nothing's been set in stone. So just make sure you subscribe and thumbs up the video too, because it was a long stream and a pain in the ass to edit.